Welcome back to the Driveway Beers podcast with Mike and Alex. As always, we appreciate you listening. Please rate us on all the podcast platforms. Like, subscribe, comment, share wherever else you're listening, and enjoy the show. All right, welcome back to another episode. We appreciate you coming back as always. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Definitely comment. And then sharing with a friend is always a good thing. I'm going to give everyone homework if you're listening. Let 2 people know about the podcast. Let them know you listen, because this is going to be a fun episode. Halloween's coming up, and you know Mike and I love Halloween, and we got Jeremy here to talk about his Halloween stuff. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck with Douglas Realty in Pasadena, tacmd.com, tacmd.com. You heard the episode with Adam on the show a couple weeks back talking about where the real estate market might be going. Shoot him a call if you're going to be in the real estate market soon or in the near future so that he can give you the best advice moving forward that he can. Go to tacmd.com to talk to Adam. This is probably going to be our one and only Halloween episode of the year. But this is probably the most fun episode we have. One of the questions, and this came up, so Jeremy asked me, what was the worst Halloween costume I wore growing up? I gotta be honest with you, I don't think there was a bad one. I just wasn't good at it. Like, I basically threw on whatever I could, said what I was. I was like, fuck it, I'm going out. Was there one in particular? And if I had to guess, I'd say you probably still dress up a little bit.
Me, no, I don't get into it as much. Like, my one friend throws a Halloween party, and we'll dress up, but I don't. I'm not into it as much as everybody. Well, that's what they want. They want everybody to dress up for the Halloween party. And when you show up and you're the guy that's not wearing a costume, you feel more ridiculous than you do if you're just wearing something stupid. Like, you got prison outfits. So that's what we got last year. No, but it is, thinking of costumes, when I was a kid, you'd try to get creative with things, or you'd get caught, you'd watch something and it'd be in your mind the entire time. And my worst costume, I told my mother I think I was watching Monster Squad, if you remember the movie. Kick Wolfman in the nards. Wolfman doesn't have nards. Do it. And he kicks him. So I was in this whole thing where I was like, I want to be a wolfman, like a werewolf. And I keep telling my mom, so she wants to buy like a rubber costume, rubber mask. I'm going, no, I want to look like, because I'm figuring all of a sudden my mom's going to make me look like CGI or something.
Like a Hollywood makeup artist.
Dude, I look like a freaking koala bear with brown face. I mean, like, it was like, I'd look like I was just covered in shit. And I had this fuzzy hair and ears, and I'm looking at it going, what the fuck is this? This can't be a costume. And then I didn't have anything else, so that's what I had to go out as. And as the night went on, you see a kid who's tired, and he's got some stupid mask. You're like, can I borrow that? He's like, you can have it. Throw that on, finish trick-or-treating. But it is funny. When did you stop trick-or-treating? What age?
I want to say it was like sophomore or junior year in high school. I think that was my last year. And I feel like thinking about it now, though, I think it's probably
a little late.
Was it a little old to keep doing it?
You could drive places.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like you could just get loads of candy though.
See, and that was the thing, because I think I was like my freshman year in high school, but I always looked really young. Like, I think all the way up until maybe my junior year, if kids were 12 and under, ate free, I was 12 or under, like every time we went out. So, but yeah, it's, I think mine was my freshman year. And the whole deal was I was taking some of the younger kids out, little brother, little sister. And I'm like, if I'm going to walk around, if I put a mask on, why wouldn't I just collect a bunch of candy for myself too? I'm already walking with them. Right. But I eventually stopped that and became the one that was giving out the candy, which
I prefer, but I'd never get to do. So,
I prefer that when the kids were younger. But then they got older, and so we started taking them around. And then we ended up having neighbors that would take our bucket. So I would turn the lights off of the house and put a sign in the lawn that said "candy in the cul-de-sac," so people would just go to the cul-de-sac. And the kids would literally just go around the circle and just stack candy, because it was like you could take the whole. You basically got the whole street in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
and they give you like brownies and cookies and adult beverages for the adults. So it's like a pit stop,
Yeah,
more or less.
Full-size candy bars.
Yeah, yeah. And so we could give the bucket to them, and we would go around with the kids. And for those that have listened to the show, they now know what my annual routine now is. So we give the bucket to the cul-de-sac. We take the kids. We head down towards your house. Mm-hmm. So it's about maybe, what do you think, 25 houses between us?
Yeah, it's like a
Couple
quarter mile.
streets. Yeah. So I'll say, so I go trick-or-treating with the kids for about 25 houses. We make the left down your road, and I'm out. I'm in his neighbor's driveway. It's me and him just sitting there. Because I'm waiting. Every year I'm waiting. Because one year, what was it, 2020? 2019? This guy comes walking around. No kids with him, just walking around with flyers in his hand. Gives a flyer to the neighbor. Skips me. Walks on. Like, what the fuck?
You weren't invited to the party.
I didn't.
Maybe you thought you guys were a couple or something.
I did. Well, you know, he's a handsome man. I can understand.
You didn't have your pineapple out front.
I didn't. Wasn't my house.
No white rocks.
I do think he has white rocks. So, his name's Rob. I said, Rob, what did he just give you? He goes, I don't know. It's some garbage. He's about to throw it away. I was like, no. Let me see that. It was the most glorious thing I ever saw. There was a flyer for the Alien Conference that was going to have all the experts
All
there.
of them.
All of them.
How do you know they're experts?
Because the flyer
The
said.
flyer told me that they were all the experts.
And they were all going to be there.
Some of them had military ranks.
Yeah.
So you know they're legit.
Well,
And so...
And it wasn't like specialist somebody. It was like lieutenant colonel someone.
Damn right. Like Lieutenant
stolen
Colonel
space
pilot.
valor.
Yeah. I don't care if it's stolen. You got a rank, I'm going. But I didn't go. I took the flyer, though. Well, I didn't take it. No, I didn't want to deprive Rob of the flyer.
He may have wanted to go.
So I took a picture of it, though. That's since been deleted. I regret that portion of it. So every year since then, I've gone back to Rob's driveway. And I sit there with him. And I wait. He hasn't come back since. So therefore, I haven't gotten another flyer. However, I did see one. It was above the urinal at the Double T Diner.
Ooh,
It was like 2-3 years later.
that's where you get the best people.
I also took a picture of it again.
With the urinal. At the
Did you
Double
take a
T.
picture while another guy was peeing next to you?
I might have gotten some other things in the photo.
Jim carrying it over there.
Nice watch, bro.
Yeah.
He asked me what I was taking a picture of. I said, it's just a flyer, don't worry.
Oh,
I didn't go that year either. I've regretted it ever since.
when are you going to ever learn everything you need to learn about aliens? I mean, you need to hear it from experts, right?
Well, it's all the experts. It's not just one or some. It's all. And I think November 2nd this year, I may have to go. It's back. It's in Bowie at the Elks Club. It's actually in Gambrel's at the Bowie Elks Club. I don't know why it's not the Gambrel Elks Club, but I'm not going to question this.
Is there not a convention center or something near there for all the people?
I mean, the Elks Club over there is kind of big.
Okay.
So, if the attendance has grown, that makes sense. They used to have it at the Comfort Inn in their little convention. Now, that was a nice convention room. I know the Comfort Inn doesn't scream luxury, but...
No, but you can make those waffles in the morning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had a big ballroom in there. It wasn't your ordinary Comfort Inn. I don't think it was always a Comfort Inn, but it is now.
Okay.
So I was kind of excited to go there. But, November 2nd, and I'm just going to read the Eventbrite invite. It says, Mysteries of Space and Sky is one of the most popular and longest running UFO, UAP-related conferences in the Washington-Baltimore area. And has consistently featured some of the top ufologists. Although I don't know if you pronounce that ufologist. It's UFOLOGIST, like ufologist.
Leave that to the experts, okay?
Okay, sorry, yeah. In the world.
If you have to ask, you're not an expert.
By the way, the top ufologists in the world, not just this country. All right, we're bringing in international people.
I should have said in the universe if he knows that much about space.
That's true. And they could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Join us as we bring back some of our more popular and notable speakers from past conferences who will be reviewing, updating their past presentations and or discussing new areas of investigation. Most of this year's speakers have been invited back by popular demand. Unfortunately, Colonel Charles Halt will not be able to attend this year's conference. So the Colonel's out. One of the most fascinating and entertaining presentations on the MIB was given by...
Is that the Men in Black?
Yes, I believe it is.
Oh, my God.
It was given by Justin Bamforth and can now be seen in its entirety at this website. Although it says click on the red arrow, there's no red arrow. As can be gleaned by his website, normalparanormal.org. For those that want to check it out, I'm just going to give that a free plug. Justin researched a plethora of animalistic topics, not animalistic, ANOML, again, for the experts, right? And has appeared on many programs, including Coast to Coast AM. While it has only been 1 year since Keith Sealand spoke at Mysteries.
Oh, you didn't say Keith Sealand was there. I mean, this like you're. Why are you holding back on this? Like,
I'm just reading it.
These are the home run hitters. You're giving us all this other nonsense. Keith Sealand.
I mean, there's more.
That is his name, right? Keith Sealand.
Keith Sealand.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the AAA scrubs.
And showed us his explorations in ancient Egypt. I thought that was going to go in a different direction with famed archaeologist we got a doctor now, Dr. Robert Scotch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Scoot over just the scotch.
It was abundantly clear that Keith had much more to say, and the attendees present wanted more. You can see his presentation right here at this website. Again, no website posted. Keith will expand his focus on astronomy. Fucking
Nailed it.
Subsequent to his explorations in the U.S., including Native America Cahokia. Don't know what that is. America's Stonehenge in New Hampshire, apparently. In other geographical areas, as Keith further examines the possibility of extraterrestrial involvement with early humanity. Many UFO incidents are old cases where speculation and investigation continue to occur, such as the famous 1973 abduction case of Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker. Dr. Peter Resta will update his investigation of this truly compelling case and expand the focus to include a discussion of what kinds of bizarre and inexplicable nationwide events occurred during the fall of 1973. No Mysteries Conference would be complete without the annual UFO news updated by highly respected ufologist Rob Swiatek of MUFON. I don't know if MUFON's a planet or an organization.
I think it's a people. And the MUFON people do not want to be made fun of.
Doesn't specify. As noted below, 2024 has been a year of much UFO news and speculation, and Rob will help unpack it for us. Rob presented his classic analysis of the famous 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO invasion as previous MSS conferences, and an excerpt from that presentation can be seen at this website. Again, no link. One of the most fascinating yet controversial UFO-related documents is the MJ-12 report, which purportedly describes a 1947 top-secret committee appointed by President Truman to investigate UFOs. I mean, this is getting better as we go, right? Mr. Tom Whitmore has spent years researching the veracity of this document and will be giving us a sneak preview of his book, which will present the results of his exhaustive investigation. Tom, a former MUFON board member, apparently that's an organization, former MUFON board member, is joining us all the way from Texas. Are they flying people in for this? I wonder if it's on his own dime. Don't know.
Maybe it's a Zoom thing. That's going to be a disappointment.
Maybe. He has devoted much of his retirement years researching MJ-12 Finally, we will be having... Oh, finally, because this wasn't long enough. Finally, we will be having a representative from Maryland MUFON with us. This conference has enjoyed a close relationship with MUFON. And in fact, one of the very first conference speakers was also one of the first state directors of Maryland MUFON, the renowned UFO research pioneer, Dr. Bruce Maccabee. We were hoping to have Dr. Maccabee return for an encore presentation, but discovered that, unfortunately, Bruce recently passed away. It's unfortunate.
Just discovered this.
Just discovered it. However, we are happy to announce that Mr. John Segna has agreed to represent Maryland MUFON. Thank you, Mr. Segna. John, a retired professional engineer, is Maryland's MUFON's chief field investigator and has determined that a number of hotspots may be present in the state. He will present a summary of his findings regarding these hotspot locations and discuss some case details on several of Maryland's most interesting sightings. It will be fascinating to learn what actual local UFO incidents from a real-life UFO investigator. I mean, this shit goes on. This is incredible. Now, the price did go up. I don't know if do you remember the price from a couple years? It was what was it, like 60, 65 bucks? Now it's 73.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Actually, 73.26. The extra 26 cents must be for something.
Biden inflation.
It must be. I mean, they got a whole schedule. So it's 7 hours, by the way. You got to go for
like breakout
starting at
sessions
10.
and stuff?
I mean, so 10 to 11.
Comic-Con for people that believe in aliens, and is that basically what's happening here?
See, I don't think this is like Comic-Con. This is like true information.
People don't go and dress up like aliens.
Yeah, no, this isn't like that. I think Alien Con is that. And this is like for serious. Like,
It's not like something for bronies?
I don't think so. I think this is like...
You know about the bronies, don't you? The
LeBron?
guys that get all like dressed up like My Little Pony.
Oh Jesus!
And you haven't seen this?
Are they like the fucking the
like
people
furries?
that go and like they
They're
ride?
like, they're like furries and things like that. Where they had them downtown at the our convention center.
Is it the people
twice?
Is it the same people that ride the fucking the horse thing and they gallop around and jump over shit?
There's a lot of not. Well,
have you seen that, by the way?
What the fake like what do they call it?
Like dressage or whatever.
No, it's like
The stick horse.
The stick, yeah.
And the horse, they got the stick between their legs.
And they're pretending like they're riding it and going
They
over.
jump over stuff.
Yeah, they're galloping. They gallop around with their own feet. There's no horse feet. It's just their own feet. They're galloping around and jumping over fucking horse jumps. One of these days, I'm going to listen with the volume on because I want to see if they fucking neigh around
They have to.
Could you imagine if they did that?
You probably get style points for like.
They're fucking hopping around.
If you do like a.
I gotta say though, they're not that serious about it because they ain't dressing up like in horse gear.
Like a horse.
Yeah, I think.
Or like with the
if you're gonna
helmet
do it,
and
you
like
gotta
the
go all the way.
coat
But
with
then
the
again, though, you're
tails.
riding the horse. You're not the horse,
Right.
so it could go.
You need
either
to get
way.
the furries together with them, and then they could ride the person.
I think you have to. I think that needs to happen.
The best thing about BronyCon, though, there were people just going about their business on their lunch break, just trying to go get a sandwich, and they look over, and there'd be 4 guys dressed up like horses, like ponies. And it's a real creepy kind of fetish. I don't know. That's what somebody told me, at least.
Right. No first-hand knowledge, right? No.
I want to go to there just to sit outside the parking lot and watch
People watch?
Yeah,
It's great.
Oh my god! So they talk about don't bring in food. They're gonna be offering a continental breakfast and lunch at a reasonable price. This is a serious conference with serious researchers. Children under 14 are strongly discouraged from attending. The fee for any adolescent who does come is the same as for adults. Worried about coming alone? Don't be.
pretty much. I'm pretty sure everyone's coming alone.
Most attendees come alone, and there's no pressure to interact with others.
Most of our attendees come alone.
This is honest to God. This gets better.
There's no
as you read
icebreakers.
it. Like someone's gonna be, why did you just read it? Because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. How you doing?
Oh, it is important to monitor this website for important updates, revisions, etc. Until next time, keep watching the skies. Okay. So
He's got his out. Keep watching the skies.
So apparently, so all those things where we're linking websites below. So they do have the YouTube videos, so I could watch some of these presentations before attending. That might be my mode.
You gotta get read in. You can't go there, not knowing anything.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I gotta know what I'm going.
Then you look like a noob.
Like if this is just joke time.
Is Randy Quaid guest speaking or anything, or no?
He's not. Oddly enough, so on the first flyer I got, it listed all the people. This does not. I only got a couple names. Although, the Air Force colonel is back though. David Grush.
Grush.
You shouldn't name names. Why? He obviously wants to be known for this.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm outing people.
No, he's on a flyer.
Yeah.
He's trying to be outed. You're helping him out. You're plugging it.
I am. I'm plugging the conference here. I mean, people should go.
So while you get to do this, I get to walk around with the kids.
See.
So, because on odd years, my wife stays and hands out candy. And on even years, I walk around with the kids. So, it's a great way to get to know your neighbors. But, I mean, my youngest will be almost 7. Maybe I just send him with his older brothers. But see, they'll leave him.
Yeah.
They'll push him in a bush or something. But he's tough. I mean,
he is. But, yeah. I mean, still, the other two have older brother strength. It's tough and for the younger brother to kind of, yeah.
But last year, they came back with 39 pounds of candy between the 3 of them.
Did you really weigh it?
I did.
All right, then.
Now, the scale happened to be downstairs, because we had 2 of them. So
it didn't have altitude to help it out?
Well, no, I didn't have to go up and get it. I wouldn't have gone up to get it to weigh it.
All right.
So
you're talking
something about convenience.
Right. Yeah. So I weighed it. It weighed 39 pounds. It was insane. But then this is like inheritance or a windfall. This is the dad tax at the highest rate there is. And you're taking my candy. I'm like, taxes, dude.
Correct. 100%.
We're talking like a 60% tax rate here.
And it's not just a boy thing. I do it with my girls too.
You did not earn any of this.
Yeah.
In fact, you have to pay me in candy for the costume I bought you.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't even walk with you, and I'm taking some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I may attach one of them to another set of parents that are going around.
So, our oldest don't need a parent.
No, my oldest with his buddy sprints the neighborhood.
Right.
They sprint.
So your middle, my youngest, I think they're going to have the parent trailing.
Yeah.
But not with, per se.
So what I do is when they go down they go down a hill.
Yeah. I don't go down that fucking hill.
No. I stand at the top.
It's a goddamn ski slope. Fuck that shit.
And eventually they'll come back up.
Yeah. My knees aren't made for that.
Yeah. So that's kind of my play.
Yeah.
I do want to go to the top of the neighborhood because there is that alien house up there now. All their decorations are aliens.
Did you see that when you drove in?
No.
Okay, when you leave, look on the right side. It's the best Halloween decoration I've ever fucking seen.
Really?
It's a blow up, but it's a blow up with the spaceship on top, and it's got the tractor beam, and it's pulling up a cow.
All right, I'll have to keep my eyes open.
Yeah. If it was animated, fuck it, I'd probably steal it. But it's not. The cow just stays the same level. Yeah. And then they got the aliens on either side. Mm-hmm. These are my type of people.
Yeah.
And then they got the alien eyeballs also in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Now the dog's deathly afraid of it, right? So we took the dog for a walk the other night, and let me put it this way: that wasn't the first Halloween decoration he had come in contact with. We walked in the middle of the day one time, and someone had their blow up ghost on a motorcycle. This dog was about to fight. He was about to fight the blow up ghost. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? We're here to take a shit. Leave the blow up alone. But he's barking at it. This dog really doesn't bark at anyone other than Mike. But he was barking at this thing. He was about to go. So we go past the alien blow up cow thing, and I don't know if he's pissed at the cow, the aliens, the ship, the eyes. I don't know, but he was he didn't bark at it. But he went into cower mode.
Oh,
his head went down. He was walking as far over to the left as he could. He was not going near it. He
They're unsure of what it is, and then freaks him out, man.
Well, he probably looked over and was like, fuck, they got a cow, I'm out.
They got a cow, I'm nothing.
Right, he's about
the size of a cow.
Yeah, well, that cow, yeah, he's about the same size as that cow in the tractor beam. So he's probably like, we're going on, can we get that side of the road? Let's not go this side of the road. And now, you think he would be used to it by now, but no, it's still the head down. Like, he's not barking at it, but he's definitely got like a fuck you mentality toward it, and he gets by it. But he's like, he does not break eye contact. He's like, if he breaks eye contact, it's him next, right? Yeah. No, he's got eyes on it the whole way through until we get to the driveway, and then it's eyes forward. Let's fucking go. Right? Not that his fucking go is fast. He doesn't do anything fast, but he trots away. We'll put it that way. But yeah, the kids still dress up. Now, my oldest is in 7th grade, still going to dress up. I think she's probably got one more year to dress. I don't know if she's a little bit more on the serious side. I think she'll still want to trick or treat, but not dress up as much. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know how it is. Like, I mean, I haven't really been observant enough to check out the older kids in the neighborhood to see if they go trick or treating. So
I don't know if my oldest has a costume. See, that's not my department.
Right.
That's her department, because I don't care. My costumes were always made because my parents didn't have any money. So, it was me wearing clothes with, a beard on me, and, I was my dad. For, a little old suit that they found, and, a beard scribbled on my face, and I was my dad for Halloween. So
See, we've had some of the older kids, too. There were a lot of kids that would come around not wearing costumes. And you'd start to wonder at times, well, what the hell is this? And then we found out a couple of the kids, they couldn't afford costumes. So we really didn't question it as much, but there were, most of the older kids would either just wear a mask because you couldn't tell that they were older, sometimes just by body type if they were a skinny kid. And some of them would just not wearing any costumes at all and just have a bag.
I don't care about I just give the candy to whoever. The sooner it's gone, the sooner I have to stop.
Exactly.
My wife always tries to get creative with it. So, one year she gave out cereal boxes. I'm like,
what's your favorite flavor of ramen?
Yeah. Here's creamy chicken. Yeah. That's all that's left.
The funny thing about the boxes of cereal, you don't know if it's really clever or if it's fuck, we forgot to get candy. Let's go to the grocery store and get one of those. And the big variety pack of cereal was the only thing portable enough to give out for Halloween, right?
I like the ramen idea. Because I mean that's
for a kid, but a kid though,
they love ramen.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Mine like it in the cup.
My youngest is on this mission to find the spiciest ramen, so he watches YouTube videos of Koreans eating ramen that's made out of
Why doesn't he just put Frank's in the ramen?
It's not hot enough.
Whoa.
So one of the punishments that we have for them if they swear is hot sauce. So I'll put a little bit of hot sauce on a spoon and put it on their tongue because I'm not going to make him eat soap.
Yeah,
hot sauce is at least food. The youngest is is that all you got? Fucker. Because he knows I don't have any more hot sauce.
That's it?
So.
This isn't so bad.
Yeah.
I love some Frank's hot sauce, though.
Oh, he wants to eat
I
hot
put
wings.
that on everything.
I do. I put it on spaghetti. My kids look at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, you don't know what you're missing. Frank's on spaghetti instead of sauce? I'm telling you, try it.
So, dude, there was back when I lived in Perry Hall, there was a place called Ravage Deli, and they have a Frank's Red Hot Dry Rub that they use French fries, and when they come out hot, they roll them in that dry rub. So you get it's almost like having buffalo French fries, and they give you a ranch dipping sauce. Mm-hmm. Really, if you like Frank's, you'd love these. Awesome.
I do. I didn't know Frank's had a rub.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of sounds like a Diddy party thing.
Yeah. You'll get Frank's rub.
Get Frank's rub.
No, at that party,
if you Frank,
who's Frank? Who cares?
If at that party, if you rub Frank, he'll rub you back.
And then there's ranch all over the place.
Yes. No, that's blue cheese. Ew.
That buttermilk.
But and it also irritates me about Halloween because I have to walk with the kids. She sits with the neighbors and drinks and hands out candy and sits by the fire pit. Well, we just got a solo stove, which I thought was a gimmick, but it's actually freaking awesome. So she's going to use my solo stove to sit out there while I'm walking around with the kids. I'm like, this is the injustice of this.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes. I mean, dad being the protector walking around. I mean, I don't know if kids worry about it as much these days as they've kind of, gotten after bullying and all the other nonsense. But we were always worried in my neighborhood about bag snatchers and always keeping our eyes open. Never had our bag snatched, but we'd see it happen to other kids, and you're like, man, that's got to suck. You do all this work going around, you're enjoying your night, and then your night's over with, and someone steals all your candy.
Yeah. So if the kids go out, if they leave our house and turn left and hit all the houses and then come back, it's kind of the halfway point because we go back the other way and hit the rest of the neighborhood. So they come back and they actually dump their candy at home to lighten the load.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, with ours, we can't do that.
They make a deposit. Yeah, you're at the end.
So, I'm trying to convince them to take 2 pillowcases.
That's what we used to do. We'd fill them both up.
Right.
Now, they could drop it here, but there's the tax. Because you're going to pay the storage fee from me and then the dad tax from you. The return, I don't know if it'll be worth it for them.
The little one doesn't play that game. She's minimal tax. She would...
Oh, there are tax liens on her.
Yeah,
Someone's about to take her house from her.
Well, so what happened? So she steals it from the older one when hers is gone because she eats it really quick.
Yeah,
she's the sneaker, right? Like she sneaks it when we're not looking. Well, then when hers is gone, she starts to take her sister's, and the older one is ready to pummel her, right? So. She's going for. She will not go for the double taxation method. So I think what she'll end up doing is she'll probably do the pillowcase, and then she'll give the doe eyes to her mother, who will then carry the one while she goes and fills up the other one.
Yeah.
Now there are some houses this year I'm going to try. I think I'm going to stop by. Besides Rob. I may go to Jerry's. Because Jerry's always... So, they're not older. They're... I don't know. They're... I don't want to make it sound bad.
They're our parents. They'd be, if my parents were alive, they'd be the same age.
No, yeah, but...
We're friends with their son.
Right. But they also, They're also, for people our age, they're still great to talk to, though. That sounds awful. Well, you should talk to the senior citizens.
Yeah.
No,
you're doing your part, sir.
But they still relate very well. I'll put it that way. It's not like you're.
They're fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
it's not like you're sitting there with someone with a drool cup. You'll drink beer and watch. So he's got an awesome garage.
Yeah,
and he's always out smoking meats and if the Ravens are away.
Is this a gay bar or is this somebody's house? Which
meats, not meat. Yeah. He's always got the Ravens game on. So you sit up and drink beer and watch the. So it's not like one of these things where, I'm going to go visit Grandpa today. It's not, that at all.
Yeah, and the wife is awesome.
Yeah,
she loves to talk shit.
Zero filter.
Yeah, no filter. She's I don't know. She's just they're very cool people to be around. So I might go hang out with them for a little bit. Because I feel like I usually kind of swing up that way, but I'm usually too late and they're already going inside. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'm going to try and hit their house a little bit earlier this year. And maybe Rob will just let me know if the flyer came through or not. But, do I really need one? I got the information.
Yeah, but it's nice to get that personal.
It very much
to be selected.
It very much so. One of the speakers may or may not live in this neighborhood. That's why, I was kind of giving we don't do video. They didn't see the finger signal that I was giving Mike. And I was going to explain it earlier when it made sense, but that's why I was giving the finger signal. So we know one of the experts. Well, sort of. We don't know him. We just know he lives here. So he's local.
Yeah.
So if I ever wanted a personal one-on-one session, I could probably just go.
You'd probably wish you hadn't.
And that's probably why I haven't.
How does one become an expert? Is it watching a lot of sci-fi movies?
You're an expert on sports and gambling, are you not?
How
did you get that way?
Okay.
Experience.
Being a degenerate.
Well, an experienced degenerate.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, there's the court way to become certified as an expert witness. So that's a little bit different. I think it's like becoming a knight. Like a knight has to make you a knight. Like another expert has to make you an expert.
That's...
Hold up.
Is it like being a Freemason?
Wait, does a knight have to make you a knight?
No, a king can make you a...
That's what I thought. A knight can't do it. A king's got to do it.
No, a knight can do it. According to Game of Thrones, a knight can do it.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If he says the knightly words.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
What was that thing you just said, though?
What?
Before that. I can't remember what it was.
Being a degenerate, that part?
Nah, the thing after that. Shit. I had something good for it, but then I lost it. Well, happens.
So my costume this year...
So
I normally shave my head. I don't wear costumes. I go as broke or tired or pissed off.
Hey, this year, though, that's a costume from Inside Out.
What?
The emotions.
All the different emotions. Anxiety.
Yeah. So, but since now my hair's about as long as it ever gets right now, but I normally bick it. So I just thought I have all these costumes. I could be a 5-speed. So just draw the shift pattern on my head. I could be a baseball with paint my head white with the laces. I could be a basketball or a soccer ball. I could be any of the billiard balls.
Actually, you can. I was going to say you probably can't be a Magic 8 Ball.
I mean
that puts you in Justin Trudeau category.
Yeah, as
or
long as
Jimmy Kimmel.
Top of my head.
Yeah,
like this helmet area. I'm not putting anything on my face. I'm not doing that.
I think the forehead and head count. I don't know if you could get away with it.
Well, if my face isn't covered, then are you technically in blackface?
I think there's a what 30%
demarcation line,
a 30% rule of 30% of the head is in a I don't know. I think I would go with like the 7 ball. I'm just saying I wouldn't go with the 8.
Right. Well, I don't want to use that much black paint on me anyway because I gotta get that shit off. That's why I'm like in the 5-speed.
I mean, well, if you're gonna think about baseball, you could just go all white, be the cue ball.
Yeah.
Kind of Uncle Fester it.
Yeah. So I can't be a football though. Head's not that goofily shaped.
Yeah. You don't have a Stewie head.
You gotta be a cone head.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was going the other way. I was going up, not out.
Still works the same.
It would. I'm not. I refuse to do the costume. Like what you're seeing right here, shorts, long sleeve. That's what I'm wearing.
So one year I put on my slow pitch softball uniform. So it's baseball pants and the jersey, and I had a mullet wig. So I was just like eastbound and down.
See, I mean, there were some easy ones, good ones to throw together. My best friend was so good at this. So like the only thing about going to these Halloween parties and dressing up, I hated wearing a costume because I'm going, all right, we all want to see each other in a costume, and then we're all going to sit uncomfortably in whatever the hell we're wearing, or you got makeup running down your face. And anyway, he showed up the one year as Bruce Willis from Die Hard, and it was perfect. Forrest Gump when he went running with the beard and everything. Yeah. Like he had a great Superman outfit the one year. He always took it seriously and was like, sometimes you're amazed by what people can put together. But I'm still not into the whole cosplay thing. It's not anything for me. I know people have said too, like for all you football fans out there, when you're wearing your favorite player's jersey, it's like the same thing. You're dressing up as them.
I feel like it's kind of taking the easy way out with the uniforms. It's like the kid who wears his like the softball uniform or football uniform. You already got that. You do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
It should be a one-off costume, not something you do normally.
Yeah, but I'm also cheap. I'm not spending money on this crap.
That is true.
So one year I went as a hockey player. So I took a hockey helmet, wore my college hockey jersey, gloves, and a stick.
I think it's different if you're an adult.
Yeah.
So the kids, you got to put some effort in.
Yeah. Do you remember the old costumes? It was like a vinyl suit and then a plastic mask.
Oh yeah.
So it was like the plastic mask was just like an elastic band, like a rubber band that held it on your face. You couldn't see shit out of it.
That's how Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds got laid.
Yeah.
He went into the moon bounce. You want to do it on the moon? Do you remember that movie?
Are you kidding me? It's right in my wheelhouse. It was funny. I was thinking about it earlier when we were talking about space sex because I was going to bring up the moon bounce. It's funny, like thinking back at Revenge of the Nerds and all the things, Booger and oh god, I could go down that whole path and how much we watch those movies. But But yeah, I mean, like, do I remember that? You throw me an 80s movie and ask me if I remembered it.
Especially when it's such high, critically acclaimed cinematic art.
Yeah, it's a fastball right down the middle.
Speaking of movies, Halloween movies. So the ones I will normally watch.
Do you like scary movies, first off?
I don't like scary movies, but that doesn't. There are some Halloween movies that you can kind of watch. Now, usually the movies I'm about to say are probably watched by the other gender, because there are two. So
just say Hocus Pocus.
So
just say it.
Hocus Pocus 2,
yeah,
and Halloween Town is one.
Okay,
but then there's one I think everybody loves, and that's the
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I didn't know if the kids were into Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, the kids don't like any movie with something like remotely scary in it.
It's so I was raised on scary movies, horror movies, and I guess just treating your kids like absolute shit all the time. Because I look at things now. I mean, we would watch gory movies, The Reanimator, where it's just blood pouring out, different ways to kill people, but it was always the boogeyman, the bad guys. Like, I was always afraid of Michael Myers. And I don't get afraid of anything, but we would go to haunted houses, and I'd be ready to fight the guy in the Michael Myers mask. Like, I don't want you near me. It creeps me out. And as soon as they play that theme song, for some people it's the theme to Jaws. For me, it was always Halloween with the piano. It's just like, it's such a scary premise that to have this dude that there's nothing you can do with.
Have you seen that TikTok trend with the Billy Bop? So they put on the Mike Myers mask and do that whatever that dance is to the song.
Oh,
I have to look it up. I think it's not the Billy, it's Billy something. It's a specific dance that they
do. They do that. I think with the Halloween costumes and especially the scary movie guys, they had them all dancing together and doing these different skits and things. I don't know if you saw the guy dressed up as Michael Myers and he pulls up next to somebody and just turns his head and stares at him. See their reaction while they're getting recorded.
Well, there was some people that were doing that, like dress up like clowns, like chasing people. And I'm like,
you deserve to get your ass whooped when it goes wrong.
I'm throwing hands.
Yeah,
like you're just like, no, bro, it's a joke, it's cool. Like, no, it's not.
It's not cool. You're being an ass, and you're trying to like off of somebody else's back of you treating them a certain way. You're trying to record them and hopefully have something go viral for yourself. Yeah. You're being an ass.
This ass whooping is about to go viral. But like when you, for me, like I'm not a big scary movie person. Some of them irritate the hell out of me. Like, and those are more like the teeny bopper, like Scream, and those stupid. And I'm like, shoot that motherfucker! Like, no one here, like the one. My wife was watching it, and like the girl had a gun in her hand. And then she decides to go hide somewhere and like get a knife. I'm like, shoot that motherfucker! Like, you got it, do it.
There's always the thing about someone falling down when they're running.
Yeah, and then there's always like the thing that they pull the mask off and it's some teenage girl who's become like an assassin. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, so they bother me on that level. Then you have the other ones like the Tim Burton movies. Any Tim Burton movie I hate. They creep me out. I won't watch them. Both Beetlejuice movies. Nightmare Before Christmas. We rattled off a couple of them, but I can't stand them.
Yeah. He did the one Batman too, didn't he? Tim Burton. He did the one or two of those, especially the one with Schwarzenegger and
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm pretty sure he did one.
So I'm not into
Batman.
It. Like, I don't watch a lot of movies anyway. I just like the Batman.
Let me know if I'm wrong.
Superhero movie ones, I don't really watch them. But like, if Tim Burton's involved with it, I'm not going to watch it at all.
I'm always
he could do a Star Wars. I love Star Wars. If he did a Star Wars movie, I wouldn't watch it.
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns, yeah.
So that was 1989. So I think that was the actual Batman sequel.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Batman lost the plot after the Michael Keaton one. I couldn't watch the rest of them. It's too much. It was
really?
Too weird. It got weird.
I loved them all.
Like,
even the bad ones I loved.
Michael Keaton to me was Batman.
When it came to like DC Comics, I hated Superman. I think it's the most boring comic book character ever. Mm-hmm. Batman, what made him... I mean, people like to call like Batman the Iron Man of the DC universe, basically. But what made it different were all the villains. Like, the Joker's probably the greatest villain you could have And then for me, it coincides the same thing with Spider-Man. He always had the greatest villains, and to me, those made the best comic books.
They fucked up that Joker sequel bad.
I heard. I can't wait to see it and see how bad it is. But
so the ratings. So Rotten Tomatoes, like, will usually they give 2 ratings. They give the user rating and then like the critics rating. Mm-hmm. They're both 30%.
See, I wondered how many people that were going and didn't know it was a musical before they went. But then also, there have been people that have ruined it on social media already. What happens in it? I won't do that. But like hearing it, I can understand why people are going to be upset. But I did have one friend that watched it and said he enjoyed it.
So someone said that the guy who directed it didn't want to direct the sequel.
Yeah,
they basically said he fucked the movie on purpose.
He was the director of The Hangover.
They basically said that he did the movie and made it as shitty as possible.
Todd Phillips, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made it shitty on purpose.
There were some of those reports out there.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if they're true or not, but it just kind of sucks because, people sit here and go over all these different characters, all the different Jokers and who played the best role. And obviously everybody picks Heath Ledger, which I agree with, but I like the Jared Leto Joker. It was different. I like this version of the Joker, which is so different. I like when they take a comic book character and make it really dark. That's why shows like The Boys work, when you get the darker side of those things. So, and even now, the Penguin show, it's the best show on TV, in my opinion.
Speaking of the Penguin, though, one of the other reasons why I liked the original Batman was because Danny DeVito played the Penguin, mm-hmm. and he was really good in that. Like, that whole plot in that movie was done phenomenally.
Just like a comic, like reading a comic book.
Yeah, and I know people pan Aquaman, but I love that. Jason Momoa, people pan him for being a shit actor because of how he was, what he played in Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. When he played, what was it?
Khal Drogo.
Yeah, and he was like, you could tell he was eye candy for whatever. But him in Aquaman was really good, I thought. And
I didn't like any of the Aquaman movies.
Really, I thought he did. I liked him in that. But going back to like Halloween movies, other than that, I don't really watch many of them at all. I watched the Great Pumpkin, and that's pretty much it.
Those aren't scary movies, though.
No, it doesn't have
to
be.
Like the Halloween movies.
You said Halloween movie. You didn't say scary.
No, but what it is interesting too, because like I was saying to you guys that new movie that's out, The Terrifier, and it's part 3. I got to watch the first 2. I haven't seen this one, but they said 11 people walked out in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and it's just almost become like an absolute gore fest. Can we gross you out enough to make you leave the theater?
I wonder if it's as bad as like. So, and it probably isn't. But
it's getting good reviews because people like these kind of movies. It's different. They haven't seen something like it in a long time.
Well, do you remember like the reviews Kill Bill got,
mm-hmm.
and how gore? I don't know if gory is the right word, but there was a lot of blood. And
I forget how much he said he used. Wasn't it like Pig Blood 2 or something? Yeah.
Well, and then Kill Bill 2 got no less violent, right? I like Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2. I thought they were really good movies.
I love them both, yeah.
But like my wife, on the other hand, like she doesn't like all the slice them and dice and stuff. But like I kind of equated it to like when you watch like Saving Private Ryan? Or mm-hmm. some of those war movies, or was it it wasn't The Patriot, I don't think. Was it The Patriot?
Mel Gibson's kid gets killed?
It was something like that, but then like one of the scenes though, like a cannonball goes like just takes someone's leg off. And they show I think
it is The Patriot.
It could be.
Yeah, so the Patriot was just like the Revolutionary War version of Braveheart.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Mel Gibson had a heck of a run.
Yeah,
making some movies.
Well, it's funny. Like one of the few college classes I remember, I was taking a class on film because I was doing math and theater, and we went over some historical stuff with the movies that Mel Gibson was in, like The Patriot. The character he played, like they allude to it a little bit to not totally dismiss it. He raped and pillaged some of these small, Indian towns and all these other things that went on. The inaccuracies. Braveheart's my favorite movie of all time. The inaccuracies in that, which were kind of strange, but I really don't care. It made the movies work. I was entertained.
Well, they take. It's like almost like historical fiction. They take
a lot of liberties in what they.
Yeah, because if you really made it based upon what actually happened, some of these people were pretty boring or outright unlikable. So that's how they kind of worked it, to work these people in but still make it a good movie that people want to see. Saving Private Ryan, the opening part of that, there were
the Beach of Normandy.
There were veterans getting up leaving I think that movie came out in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of World War II vets that were still alive that were there that were like, no, that's too real. But that sort of violence is done to show the true horror of war, and that the way they filmed that movie with the camera angles and how it was unsteady and not focused, like they were really trying to put you there, put you on the beach. So I don't mind violence when it's done to teach a lesson, but just the
shock and awe is not.
Just hacking people apart when it's some. The serial killer with the knife, like, again, shoot that motherfucker. Like, I can beat that dude up. Why is not someone else beating this dude up?
I forgot what movie it was, but it was probably, and it might have been Kill Bill, but like they do like the samurai slice, and the guy's like upper body just slides off the lower part of the body. Like, that's grotesque, but awesome at the same time.
I think that was in the first Kill Bill that came out when she was fighting the 100 Yakuza or whatever, But yeah, I've been such a movie buff as a kid, watching films and watching so much television that the scary movie's always been in our family, and it's weird thinking back on some of the stuff like Phantasm and these weird 70s and 80s horror films. That's why I'm always intrigued when they bring out new movies, not recreating the same crap you did before. The Strangers was something different that was not a horror movie, but a scary movie or a thriller that a lot of people could get into, or the creepy movies like Hereditary and what's the one where they go to Sweden and everybody gets they're murdering people left and right. Crazy ass movie. Anyway,
the ABBA biopic.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was definitely ABBA.
I forget.
Midsummer is the name of that movie.
Oh, I heard about that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, the other one I was thinking about that was kind of gory but not gory was the sequel was called The Statesman. Kingsman. So
those movies are fun.
I think those movies are phenomenal. It's funny, but there's also some just slice them up moments in it where do you remember the lady with the knives for heels? Mm-hmm. I think that was a movie where she sliced someone and the upper body fell off the lower body. Fell right in line with the movie. But then the movie was funny as hell too. That's the kind of movie I like. But I was also a big fan of Snatch.
Oh yeah, anything Guy Ritchie.
Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. He did another one called Kneecap.
He did Layer Cake.
Well, so Kneecap is fairly new, and it's actually it's about an Irish rap group, and it was an actual story. I mean, obviously there's actors playing it, but you could tell it was a Guy Ritchie movie. It was old school Guy Ritchie from back in the Snatch and Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels days. I highly recommend that movie for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
Guy Ritchie's the one that put Jason Statham on the map.
Mm-hmm. He did not. I thought Jason Statham was great in the roles that he played in the Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He does the action stuff really well. But I think he kind of sold himself short a little bit by just doing those movies.
Yeah.
But let us know what you think. Are there any Halloween movies that you watch? Any Halloween movies that aren't scary? Any Halloween movies that are scary? Do you still dress up for Halloween? Do you go trick-or-treating? Although if you do, don't write that down because you're too young. Or if you're 35 and still go trick-or-treating, you probably shouldn't. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck with techmd.com. Let us know if you're going to the Alien Conference. Maybe I'll meet you there. And maybe we could talk about all the experts or get all the information that we need. Although I don't feel like it's as enthusiastic as it was that first year or the first time that we saw it. So maybe they're winding it down. Although it is the 25th anniversary year. So maybe they got something special planned. Want to thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll talk to you next time.